Coming up next, the 2 reasons you should quit your job today. Not tomorrow, today. And then the 5 biggest workplace trends in 2022. Bethel Tech CEO Ryan Collins in studio. And of course, we take your calls. It starts now. All right, welcome to the Ken Coleman Show, coming to you live from our Ramsey Solutions studios in Nashville. And I've got the computer playing again, Joe. Joe loves when I do that. I forget to turn the volume off, but it just happens. I mean, I'm middle-aged. These are things that you just, I think I should start off on this Monday by swallowing our pride. And these are things you do, like forgetting to turn your phone off in church. I haven't done that one in a while. It just happens. It happens to all of us. That one's happened to me several times. Good time to admit, by the way, that we're right here. I'm live on YouTube, and I've got the chat room up and available, so people join us live, and they jump in. So saying hi to everybody watching live on YouTube. If you're watching later, well, hello to you as well. So I've got everything turned off now. Phone is off, Nathan. I checked the phone. Computer sound is off, so we should be able to move forward. Hey, everybody. I'm Ken, and I supposedly am a professional host. Good to have you. Hey, you know what we're going to talk about today? The same thing we talk about every day. You. What you were created to do. I just am not going to stop beating this drum. I know a lot of you are focused on paycheck. And I'm going to help you get a fatter paycheck because I'm going to show you what you need to be doing in the workplace because you're really freaking good at it. You love it, and it creates results that matter. And guess what? That's going to make your paycheck fatter. It just is. But I want you to experience purpose in your work. So welcome aboard. It is a free phone call to jump in, 844-747-2577, 844-747-2577. Going to dive right in here in a second because we're in that time of year where people are looking. The first of the year, I mean, it's unbelievable how quick the first of the year is going to be here. It's unbelievable. You're going to blink, and it's going to be here. So what if we get ahead of it? Let's not wait till mid-December, shall we? So I'm going to dive in on something really, really important for some of you because today's the day you got to walk. Or the day that you hear this is the day you got to walk. And I'm serious. So we're going to cover that. A real quick reminder, I talked about it at the top of the show. Tech is as hot as it can get. It's the hottest type of work that there is. It's not going away. More on that in the news segment too. But CEO of Bethel Tech, one of my major partners here, we'll find out what the latest numbers are. We got a lot of you are in the training right now with Bethel Tech. They've got a 9-month program online, really affordable, less than $15,000 for Ken Coleman Show listeners. And we're going to talk about some of the hurdles people have about pivoting into technology. He's here today to take on real fears, real doubts. So that's going to be good as well. So let's dive in. 2 reasons why you should quit your job today. Now understand, when I say today, I mean today. Because this is extreme. So let me just put the context out here. This is not normal advice that I give. In fact, the normal advice is, all right, what do we got to do to bite our lip, if you will, bite the stick, gut it out so that we can transition in a really good way, not have an interruption in pay. That's always going to be my default advice. So this is severe stuff. So here we go. First reason that you quit today. If you're unsafe at work, you're unsafe. Physical, sexual abuse going on, verbal abuse. And I don't mean like a rude boss who's having a marriage problem or going through some tough financial stuff and they're just grumpier than normal and they're just outright mean. I'm talking verbal abuse. This has been going on for a long time. Or a short amount of time, and it is very severe, way over the line. You've reported it, nothing's happening, and then dangerous work conditions. What if it's dangerous? I mean, we talk to so many different people from all walks of life. If you're in dangerous work conditions where it is dangerous for you to show up, get out. Get out. listen, I don't need to go into detail for those three things: physical, sexual abuse, verbal abuse, dangerous work conditions. You know, if that's you, I'm telling you, you will survive. There's too many jobs out there right now, even if you got to do 2 part-time jobs. Listen, if you are in those 3 scenarios, leave today. Don't wait. Don't look for permission. Don't look for blessing. Do it. Number 2 reason you quit today: company ethics. You find out your company's engaged in illegal activity. Your company is bold-faced lying to its investors, to its clients, its vendors, or you are asked to do something that you morally disagree with. This is character. This is principle. Anybody that's ever had to stand for principle or on principle or face a character issue where you have to decide, this is what my character says I need to do. Nobody ever said those decisions were easy. In fact, I rarely see a decision where it comes out of that where it is easy. Clear? Yes. Easy? Rarely. It's just a fact. So those are the reasons. Today. Outside of that, outside of those 2 major areas and those specific examples I gave, then I want you to hang on. Find a replacement, find an exit strategy, even if it's a short-term lateral move. But if it's any one of those reasons or scenarios, get out. Don't look back. 844-747-2577. This is why I want to mention ZipRecruiter. They're just an additional offering. This is now, we really are in the best time ever to make a move if you need to get out. But also, my friends at ZipRecruiter, go to ZipRecruiter.com/Ken. It's free. Free service to you. They're looking for people who want work. They got companies that are advertising jobs with them. It's free to you. Easy for you. Free and easy. I don't know why you wouldn't do it. Within minutes, you have a profile, upload your resume. They start pitching you, shopping you as your recruiter. They're going to give you updates along the way. When somebody looks at your profile, when somebody likes your profile, when somebody asks you for your contact information, they allow the companies to contact you directly. This is how you speed up the process, makes it easier. It's not anxiety-ridden. It's just effective. ZipRecruiter.com/Ken. ZipRecruiter.com/Ken. Okay, coming up, the future of work, 5 big workplace trends. And I agree with these. That's why I'm going to share them. Forbes has put out kind of the, here's what we're seeing. And I agree with it. I got some comments on it. You need to be aware of what's going on. So that's coming up in our In the News segment. But let's get to the phones. Susie starts us off today in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Susie, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hi. Thanks
Susie.
for taking my call.
You bet. What's up?
I'm actually calling on behalf of my husband. He's at work.
Okay.
But basically, he works a 9 to 5 for an electric company, like an apprentice. And his side gig is he's starting a YouTube channel. But he's struggling because working for an electric company is not his passion. And so obviously the hope is that the YouTube channel down the road grows.
Okay.
But between now and then, I've listened to your show and proximity principle, and so he's looking to get into something full-time until the YouTube channel takes off, but he's never done anything like that, and I know your background is media and broadcasting, so I don't know what options he would have to get a full-time job in sort of that sphere. As far as the YouTube channel, what he enjoys most about it, he's doing it with a friend, but what he enjoys most about it is being in front of the camera, but also developing the content for each
What kind of content?
sort of episode.
What kind of content is it?
Like wildlife, nature-related things.
Is he out hunting? Is he camping? Is he doing demonstrations? What is the content?
The content is sort of exploring Florida, exploring the different natural areas, preserves, wildlife areas.
Okay.
So showing those areas, showing, where you can hike and camp and do things, and also just the wildlife there.
Great. Okay. So, first of all, I think this is beautiful. The fact that he enjoys it and he likes being on camera. He likes planning the show itself. There's a lot of creativity there that's going to give him a lot of juice. He's got the performance piece, which is in front of the camera. And then he's got the production piece, which is behind the camera and putting the show together. Both of those are very, very creative. I love that he's doing this because it's going to really turn his heart on. Sounds like it already has. And he's going to need that to stay with it long enough because, it's going to take some time to develop this. But
Right.
I will also say that YouTube is the wild, wild west. I mean, he could very easily see this thing blow up in no time. I mean, you're talking about Florida. A highly desirable place to go. You're talking about nature lovers. That's a built-in niche audience. I mean, I think it has a ton of potential, clearly, having not seen it. But just on the surface, it's got potential. So what he needs to do is just go get a day job or a quasi-dream job. The dream job is he's working for himself, doing nature, nature-related work on YouTube, so forth and so on. So if he could start to work for the state's wildlife, reserve or the natural resources department, something like that, where he's outside and he's in nature for the day job, sounds like that would be pretty awesome. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's all he's got to do. I mean, he's got a background, he's got skills. Yes.
Yeah. And what about, could he do something, working for some type of production? I mean, if he's interested in content development, what avenues are options in that direction?
Well, he could go to work for a production company, right?
Yeah.
But see, here's the deal. This comes down to his talent. So right now, practically speaking, I teach talent, passion, and mission, right? Those are the three elements that get a person on purpose. So you have two factors. Yes, it would be ideal if he could go get a job in video production because he likes that. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, it sounds like he's really drawn to kind of that aspect of it.
Great. So my point is what talent does he bring to the table? So because that's what he's going to have to. That's how he wins that job. So if he's got the camera ability, he's got some basic skills that he's developed, he starts looking at video production companies in Fort Lauderdale. Who's hiring? Can you guys survive on that salary? The combination of the two, if you're both working. So this comes down to straight up research. So I think there's two areas of research. He researches the wildlife, outdoor, tourism jobs. He looks at production company, video, lighting type jobs, right? Those are the two areas that we would consider quasi dream jobs, certainly up the ladder. Yes?
Right. Yeah.
All right, great. So he starts there, straight research.
Okay.
What's available? Okay. So I'm going to give you got something to write with?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So the first thing is you look into those two areas. Okay. So he looks at jobs. He goes, what's available? Who's hiring in those areas? That's the first question. What are they hiring for? Second question. Third question. Am I qualified? Do I have the skills for any of those gigs? Fourth question. Do they pay me enough?
Yes.
Because here's why we're looking at those four questions. That gives us the research to go, okay, is this the direction? Because we may find that that's not the best move right now, that the best move is he stays where he is, okay, or he gets a different day job that pays well, takes all the pressure off, and now his mindset is I'm all in on this YouTube thing, and I know that that's going to take 2, 3, 4, 5 years, maybe longer. That's the process.
Okay.
But ideally, if we can have him pivot into production, right, while he's building this thing out and he's loving life, going in every day, that's all the better. So this is a simple match game. You used to play the match game when you were a little girl, yes?
Yes.
Okay, what does he need to make financially? There's your number. You take that number and we go do the research and we go, what's the closest thing to that number that he's qualified to do, or he could do it if he gets qualified in a short amount of time. So maybe he gets a certification or something, and all of a sudden he's ready.
Okay.
It's just a match game. And I've already given you the 4 questions that you guys need to go get answers to. And that's gonna take all the fear of the unknown away. Okay?
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, I want to hear back from you. I want to hear back from him. If he gets this gig, I want to hear his story. I want you to have him call, because now he can call. He's not asking me a question. He's calling me with an update.
Yeah, no, that's great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you bet. Which, by the way, this is a very interesting point, Amanda and team. We love these callbacks. And if you call in on the show, or you have called in on the show, and we've helped you, I want you to call back. And here's why I want you to call back. I don't want you to call back and go, Ken, you're amazing. You changed my life. I'm not looking for that. Because, by the way, none of that's true. Number one, I'm not amazing. And number two, I didn't change your life. You did. I'm a good guy. I'm not going to say I'm amazing. I'm going to say I'm a good guy. I'm not amazing. Who says that about themselves? So I don't want to hear you say that. Here's why I want you to call back. I want you to call back and tell us what you did. We need to do more of that. In fact, I'm gonna call an audible. In the chat room right now, Tony Oceans has got a great testimonial. I'm going to read what Tony put in the chat room. This is what she wrote. And I'm going to skip. She says something nice about me. It has nothing to do with me. I didn't do anything. She says, thanks for the advice. Here's what she did. I worked in a dead-end job for 18 years. Miserable. Living paycheck to paycheck. And now I'm working for an amazing company, and my comp is now a 30% increase. Woo! Tony. Joe, I need the cha-ching sound effect. You understand what I'm saying? Let's give Tony a little bit of love, because I'm going to keep reading. 30%, by the way. Go ahead, Joe. You got it? It's too late. We missed the moment. This is one of the sound effects they're going to be giving me. Is that right? I need some more sound effects. Because, see, I would have hit the cha-ching button right there, but I digress. Listen to this. Tony goes on to say, I was working retail and I got robbed at gunpoint and ambushed several times. Bosses brushed it off as an occupational hazard. Are you kidding me? She goes to her bosses and goes, I've been held up at gunpoint. I've been ambushed. And they go, sorry, it's part of the deal. No, it's not. Good for you, Tony. So shout out to Tony. I hope she's still watching, or he. Who knows? This is great. But here's the deal. These are the stories I want to hear. Because you know what I want? I want Tony to call in. Tony, if you're still watching, I want you to call in right now. And let's get Tony through. 844-747-2577. Because here's what I want to know. All I know is that she took some of our advice here on the show and she did something with it. I want to know what she did. And so I want to hear your stories. Because I can coach and give advice all day long, but our audience needs to hear you call them and go, Ken, here's the 2 things I did. And I recommend to other people they do this. So there you go. There is the invitation. Call any day, 844-747-2577. I'll tell you one other thing I want you to do. If you're passionate and you've got some advice for my audience based on what you did, email Amanda, ask@kencoleman.com. ask@kencoleman.com, and we'll get you on the show. Or I'll read your advice. If you got 2 or 3 tips and you don't want to call in, I'll read it. How about that, Amanda? I like that. All right, very nice. Okay, good. 844-747-2577. Let's go to Tammy. Oh, boy. Is this real? Is she really calling from Buckeye, Arizona? Because this gives me a moment here to gloat. It has been 8 straight Ohio State-Michigan games where the Buckeyes beat my beloved Wolverines. I was bordering on a delirious depression going into this year's game. And Nathan, I know you're an NFL guy, but my beloved Wolverines summoned something. I'm not going to break it down or waste the audience's time, but for those of you out there who are Michigan fans, you'll understand what I'm saying. We beat the hated Buckeyes, and I don't even know what to do with myself. I'm so excited, so happy. So anyway, enough of that. I already said too much, but I couldn't help it. I mean, it's like God wanted me to talk about it, Nathan, because the call is from Buckeye, Arizona. How am I supposed to ignore that? I can't. There's stronger men than I can handle it. I cannot resist. All right, here we go. Tammy, who cares nothing about this, has been holding patiently for that ridiculous rant. Tammy, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hello.
Hi, Tammy. Thank you for hanging out and waiting for me to get through that nonsense.
All right. I'm calling because I hear you on Dave Ramsey. I pre-ordered your book.
Oh, thank
Got
you.
your book a couple weeks ago. Opened up the book and was super excited. And it got to the part where it started asking me to figure out what my passion is based on the people I've helped and things that I've done for others. And I broke down in tears and had to stop and haven't opened it since, because since I've been 16 years of age, I've been a mom.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 41 years old now, still a mom. My youngest is 2. My world is so small, and I don't feel that I've done much for others. And so me having to answer that question was extremely difficult.
Yeah.
So the way that I posed the question was, how can I figure out what I'm supposed to be if I can't figure out who I've been for others?
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. First of all, thank you for calling. This is why we do what we do. You know, if you get stumped in the book, folks, I want you to know you can reach out and call. And Tammy, we're going to get you unstuck on this. So you've been basically a stay-at-home mom since 16. Is that what I'm hearing?
Stay-at-home mom for a long time. I have been part-time working for about 10 to 12 years. Since 2007. Part-time in and out of the home, but trying to be home as much as possible for the kids.
Good. Okay, so when I prompted you in the book to kind of think through, all right, passion, work you love. That's how we define passion in this context, right? Work that you love. Work that, Tammy, when you think about it, you get excited. When you're in the middle of this type of work, whether it be a task or a role, you lose sight of time, right? Just everything kind of slows down. You ever experienced that before?
I do. I currently teach is one of my many part-time jobs at a college, and absolutely enjoy teaching. I did it for preschool for a long time, and I do really, and no matter what the content is, like if you give me something and I can understand the content of it, teaching is something that comes naturally for me because I'm also a really good communicator.
There we go. Hello, talent and passion starting to align, Tammy. So I wonder if you didn't start to overthink it there in the pages of the book because you didn't have maybe a super clear answer. So let's play with this a little bit more. So we already know that teaching is one thing you're passionate about. True?
Yes.
So the people you most want to help, who are they? With your work. Or let's just play with this for teaching. Who are the people you most would love to teach?
See, I think that's where I'm having trouble, is because I can't think of like a specific age group or demographic of people. It really is like right now I'm teaching younger to older, anywhere from 20s to, in their 40s to 60s.
So the specificity doesn't matter as much to you. It's you love teaching.
I do.
What do you love most about teaching?
I love the ability to give somebody understanding and the ability to succeed in what it is that they're trying to learn.
Love it. What's a topic that you personally, forget the audience for a moment. The audience are the students, whether they be 20-year-olds or 8-year-olds. Forget them for a moment. You're getting hung up on that. What's the topic or the skill that you most get fired up about if you were going to teach understanding and learning in that area? Is something that pops to your mind?
I'm currently doing medical in the medical field, and I do really enjoy that. Finances are another one. I love being able to, because we do the Dave Ramsey envelope system, and I love being able to tell somebody about that and teach them about that as well. But it's okay. If I had to lean towards one, I think the medical.
Yeah, why? There's a why behind that.
I currently also do that as one of my other part-time jobs, as I work in the medical field, and I, again, just
why
being able to.
I want you to go. So here's what I'm doing, Tammy. I'm trying to get to your heart. The very reason you called me is because you're having a hard time seeing your heart. Your head is running crazy fast. Your brain, it's like you're in a skating rink when you start to think about this stuff. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, it does.
All right,
it really does.
Okay, great. That's good news. I'm taking you about 5 levels deeper. Well, I enjoy this, teaching this medical here, and then I got another part-time job I enjoy. No, I want to know the why. Where does the interest, the passion, of medical or health and wellness, where does that come from? What has influenced you? What has happened to you or to somebody you love? Where does that come from? Take me back.
I'm not sure. Like, there's no one in my family that does medical stuff. It was just initially started because I wanted to be able to help. Like, I wanted to help. I wanted to make things better for other people.
Great. There it is. That's enough. Doesn't have to be a lightning bolt moment. But at some point when you were a younger lady, whether it be a teenager, was it a teenager? Was it younger than that? Was it early 20s? How old were you when you were going, I just want to help people get better, feel better, and I think the medical space is where I can do that. Take me there.
Probably in my 20s.
Okay. So at your core, you're about serving others. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah. So you like teaching others. You're not interested in being a nurse or a physician's assistant or anything other. You just want to teach others how to do it. Yes or no?
Yes.
All right then. So that's the combination. See, that's the ultimate act of service for you, because you see that what you're teaching, what you're instructing is going to have a direct impact on other people's health. Do you see that?
Yeah. And then the people and that's the thing, when I'm teaching, I just want them to get the quality. I want them to understand how what they're doing is important.
Yeah.
So they can be good at what they do.
Yeah. You're about influence and service. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay. Are you unstuck now?
I definitely feel much better.
Listen, you're already doing it. Here's the great news. You're already doing it. You're just doing it part-time.
Yeah.
So go full time when you can. You still got the kiddos, but whenever you can, or whatever extra qualification you need to go full time, go after it. But you've got to ask yourself, now go back to the book, and I want you to wrestle with the purpose statement, the physical exercise, and I'm going to give you, just to make it easier on you, but I want you to wrestle with it first. And then I'm going to give you a link to my Get Clear Career Assessment, which I write about in the book. It's the digital version. It'll ask you all the questions. And I think your purpose statement, once it's filled out, is going to absolutely confirm for you that you're doing the thing that you want to do. You just want to do it bigger, probably. Maybe you want to do it better. Make sense?
Yes.
But I want you to wrestle with it and go, do I have the talent to pull this kind of stuff off? The answer is yes, you do. Do you love teaching, guiding, instructing, enlightening, serving? Yes. What's driving you? I'll bet you'll score high on service and influence, which are two of the 6 missional results in the assessment. So hang on the line, okay? We're going to get you a link and a code. I want you to take the assessment and go get your results and go back to the chapter and keep on reading. You got it?
Okay, I got it.
You are amazing. You're going to do awesome stuff, Tammy. Thank you so much for calling. Hey, folks, that's what it's about right there. Again, she's reading the book, and she goes, I'm hung up. I'm stuck. I'm going to call Ken. This is why we do this. 844-747-2577. By the way, Amanda, Tony said she was calling in. So let's make sure we get her in there. We're going to do, tell you what we're going to do. I'm calling all kinds of audibles. We're going to do in the news really quick in just a second, and then we'll get to Tony, and then we'll bring Ryan on. How about that? Okay, because Tony was from the chat room, if you've been watching live, and she's going to tell us what she did, and I'm going to take notes, and we're going to teach from Tony. How about that? So that's fantastic. All right, but first, what are the big work trends for 2022? I'll tell you right now in the news. Okay, so Forbes magazine puts this article out, and I think it's worth sharing. So here we go. What are the 5 biggest workplace trends coming to the office? Holy smokes, folks, in 2022, which is literally around the corner. Make it slow down, would you, Joe? All right, number 1, hybrid working. I've been talking about this, not a new term here on the Ken Coleman Show if you've been with us. When it comes to where we work, there will continue to be 3 main models. Here they are. 1, the centralized workplaces, fancy words these people use. It just means everybody's working in the office, right? Decentralized remote organizations, that's work remote from home. And then the hybrid approach, where it is sometime in the office, sometime at home. Number 2 trend, AI augmented workforce. AI stands for artificial intelligence. The World Economic Forum predicts that AI and automation will lead to the creation of 97 million new jobs by 2025. However, people working in many existing jobs will also find their roles changing as they are increasingly expected to augment their own abilities with AI technology. So, you want to know why technology matters? Why do I have Ryan Collins on in just a few minutes? The second biggest trend for 2022 is you're going to have to augment your own abilities with AI technology. So technology skills, hello, going to make you more versatile, more valuable. So Ryan's in the control room. Ryan, we're going to talk about this in a few minutes. I want to know how the Bethel Tech skill set will help people work with this AI stuff we just talked about, number 2 trend. He's going to tell you. He's going to be here. This is why I do this, folks. By the way, nobody else is preparing you like this. So just letting you know. I mean, it's right here. Trend, the guy's in the control room. It's unbelievable. Here we go. Number 3, staffing for resilience. Pre-pandemic, the priority was generally to have staff that you hired that were skill, like super skilled, super fit to create efficiency, right? Now, post-pandemic, the emphasis has been shifting to redundancy and overlap of skills because of the high turnover rate, right? And people wanting to work from home and this unknown, like, who do we got? Who's in? Who's out? And so companies are going, we need more redundancy and overlap. Very interesting. Number 4, skills needed to drive the competitive advantage for the company. So it's interesting that, one, it's staffing for resilience, overlapping, redundancy, and now the next point, number 4, is, well, you're going to have to focus on specific skills to drive competitive advantage and workflows. So you've got this combination here. It's not either or, it's both and. So what are the new skills that are going to drive competitive advantage? You got to have them. And then finally, this one troubles me, but this is coming. Employee monitoring and analytics. Controversial though it may be. You think? Research shows that employers are increasingly investing in technology designed to monitor and track the behavior of their employees in order to drive efficiency. Uh-oh. So now the man is also going to be Big Brother. What? Now, I am not going to predict that this is going to be a train wreck. Because I don't know. I don't know enough to be confident enough to say that this is going to be a train wreck. But I'm going to tell you this could be a train wreck. Employers are going to invest in technology that tracks employees? Oh, doctor. I think this is a recipe for disaster. You want to lose people? You want to run people off? Start acting like their nanny. Oh. Leaders, beware. All I'm saying is, leaders, beware. It's really tempting to go, well, this technology is going to allow us to know how much time Fred is on Facebook during the day. How about we work on engaging Fred to where Fred not only doesn't have the time, he doesn't have the energy, he doesn't want to. He's got good energy for what he's doing. And Fred checks Facebook at night. They ought to track my phone and my computer. They really should. Ramsey Solutions should track my phone and my computer so I could show you people what engagement looks like. Seriously. Not because, again, I'm great, but I'm telling you something. I don't have time to look at stuff during the day. So I'm not swamped and slammed. I'm busy. I'm effective. I'm focused. And so I look at that stuff when I get home because you know what? I got more important things to do than see if Fred, my coworker, posted his latest cat video. But when you're not engaged, you're checking for Fred's cat video. And Fred's editing his cat video. So here's what's going on. So what's going to happen is poor leadership is going to become worse leadership. Because now You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing to engage him in the first place. You don't have Fred in the right seat of the bus where Fred's engaged and he's fired up. Therefore, he doesn't need to put a cat video out or watch a cat video. And now Fred already doesn't want to be at work. It's why he's watching cat videos. And now you're going to monitor everything. And Fred's going to get mad. Fred's going to leave. And this is going to be one of these deals. And it's going to turn into the nanny state. And that is not healthy leadership. So, unbelievable. Okay, we're going to keep rolling here. So, Tony was in the chat room earlier today. And I said, Tony, I want you to call in. So, this is great. Because she put out a testimony, and I want you all to hear from Tony. What did Tony do? So, I hope you told Tony I'm not looking for any compliments. All right? I don't want to hear any of this stuff. I want to hear what Tony did. Because Tony is sitting pretty right now. Left a dead-end job and now making 30% more. Here she is, Sacramento, California. Tony, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so nervous and excited.
Well, thank you for calling in and sharing your testimony because I want people to hear, Tony, what you did. So you were in the same job, is that right, for 18 years?
Yeah, I was working retail, selling phones for 18 years.
And you
went from being a sales rep to all the way up to running an area, and then was overworked, overstressed, and then I asked for a demotion because it was just too much.
And you got robbed?
Yeah, we were robbed at gunpoint several times. We were ambushed. Ambush is basically a bunch of guys going to the store, a bunch of people going to the store, cut up the phones, hold you at gunpoint, and then run off. So that happened several times too.
And you went to your leaders and said, of course they knew about it. This was news. What'd they say?
Of course, yeah.
What'd they say?
Well, I was put to work, open to close by myself several times too, and I kept addressing it. I don't feel safe. I don't feel, it's happened too many times. I would even have my husband and my son come into this, to the store to protect me. They're not employees, but just to have another person there if in case it happened. And, so anyways, needless to say, management said, well, we're short staffed. There's not much to, we can do. That's your responsibility. It's your job responsibility as middle management. And I said, I just can't, I can't. And, I just, one day, I've never done this in my life. I've never, ever done it, but I listened to your show and I just said, here's my key. Here's my badge.
Yeah.
I can't take it anymore, and I won't take it anymore. And
Good for you.
I just walked off. I've never done that.
Well, but
so
for heaven's
sakes,
purpose. For heaven's sakes, though, yeah. I mean, if you don't do that, you're putting yourself at risk. Your life was already at risk.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And they said to you, well, it's your deal. We're short-staffed. We're not going to hire extra security. Mm-hmm. We're not going to do anything. It's up to you and your hubs and your son to bring weapons to work. You got to have your head on a swivel all the time. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Sacramento is not the safest place. So
yeah.
Clearly,
so what did you do? So you walked off. Then what did you do?
I huddled. I huddled with my husband and I huddled with my son, and I said, "Are we going to be okay financially?" And they said, "Well, we'll just work over, extra hours. We'll, make ends meet. We have some savings. We won't go through the savings. We'll make something happen." Check this out, though, Ken. I want you to know, and I want the viewers to know. About 2 weeks before I quit my job, I had a really spicy customer. That's the best way I can say it in a family-oriented show. Right. She was tough. She was ornery. She was, she had a lot of stuff going on. And I promised her at the time, like, hey, I will do everything. I will bend over backwards. I will resolve your issue. We're gonna become friends after this. I know you don't like me right now, but afterwards you're gonna become my friend. Needless to say, man, I'm not kidding you. She runs a restaurant, and she hired on my husband and my son into the restaurant within a week after we got to know each other.
Wow.
So my husband and my son got great paying jobs through her restaurant. When she found out I quit, she said, "Don't worry about it. You're a great person. You're a great employee. I will network with my friends." And she gave me a link of a friend of a friend. Talk about proximity principle. And I got hired on with another company. Now, not only do I get paid, it was all proximity, and it's all about networking, and it's always about respecting people, understanding their situation, being the best you can be to people. Because honestly, if I had treated her the way at the time that she was treating me, none of this would have networked in a way that 3 family members got a job, all got jobs with this one individual, working and building a relationship with this one individual.
Yeah, because you had the guts and the foresight, the patience, the mercy, the grace. I mean, I'm running out of things to say. I mean, this is unbelievable. Like all these things you do, and you look at her and you go, "Hey, I'm not going to allow you to treat me this way, but I'm also not going to come back at you." And somehow it shook her out of it. You gained her trust and respect at the same time. Unbelievable, Tony. Fantastic.
Yeah, unbelievable.
There's the lesson, by the way.
No, there is. And now, I love the job that I have. I work from home, which is for me a big relief because I don't have to be robbed at gunpoint, and I don't have to be,
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have that unsafety situation. I mean, the most unsafe thing is my dogs that are really bad, but that's a different story.
Right.
Like I don't have to worry about my safety. I don't, my financial situation has improved substantially.
30%
it was a huge learning curve.
Yeah.
I went through a lot of training and a huge learning curve. And I will tell you that one thing years ago, I think that this is why I got planted and getting stuck, is many, many years ago, I had a boss who said, well, where else are you going to go? Because I had thought about quitting my job then. Where else are you going to go? You don't have an education. You don't have anything going for you. You have a kid. You have, you're a mom, you're a wife. What else are you going to do that's going to pay you as much as this does? And I got stuck on that.
Yeah.
And I got stuck on, I don't have an education. And this particular job, when I applied, I did not apply with any references. I just applied because I got sent the link.
Yeah. What are you doing? What is it that you're doing now?
I work for an insurance company.
Unbelievable. So you go from
service.
Yeah. So you go from gunpoint multiple times to 30% increase. And love and life, all because you decided, I'm going to put me first and screw the narrative that I can't do anything else. That's what you did.
That's it.
You said screw it.
But it was the cheerleading in the background. I'm not going to say, but it was just me. It was the listening to your shows and really, buckling down and saying, no, I'm worth it.
Yes, you are.
I'm worth.
Yeah.
I'm worth it. I deserve to have a better quality of life. I deserve to have a better life-work balance. I deserve to be paid better. I deserve to be in a situation where I feel safe. So no, yes, I did all of that, and I did all the the resume. I did the proximity principle. I did all that, but it was the listening and the cheerleading in the background that I had your show on, and I said, you know what, I all of these other individuals have done amazing things with their lives.
Yes.
I should step out in faith as well. So
yes,
thank you.
Let's cheer for Tony, shall we? I mean, folks, this is unbelievable. Way to go, Tony. I'm so glad you called, because I think there's people out there that needed to hear you today, not me. They needed to hear you. And here's what I want you folks to get from Tony. Tony just preached. Tony came to the realization that she matters, because she does. And because of that, she said, I'm done. I'm walking. And interesting today, Tony, I don't know if you were listening to the start of the show, but I taught on 2 reasons you leave your job today. You quit today. You walk today. And one of them was your physical safety. And your safety was in grave danger. And you kept putting up with it because of the lie, powerful narrative that said, well, Tony, this is all you can do, so deal with it. And you finally said, nope, I'm worth way more. I'm not limited. And you kicked the lid off of your life. That's what you did. And I'm really proud of you. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
Ain't no stopping you, Tony. Thank you so much. Thanks for calling into the show. That's what it's all about. Unbelievable. Okay, we're going to keep going here. What if you actually could overcome fear, doubt, no experience, very little skill, and move into technology, set yourself up for the future? You can. Bethel Tech CEO Ryan College joins me live in studio next. Don't miss it. This is the Ken Coleman Show.
We were drawn to Christian Healthcare Ministries because we both had young families and we wanted to have more children. And we had also just started a real estate company and needed to find healthcare coverage that would meet our needs.
We were attracted to CHM because of its low monthly costs and the ability to negotiate medical costs down.
Established in 1981, And accredited by the Better Business Bureau, CHM is here to meet the needs of your growing family or small business. Check us out at chministries.org.
We absolutely believe in it.
You were created to fill a unique role in and through your work. The world needs what you have to offer. Now, some of you may be going, I have no idea what that is. Some of you may be saying, I know what I want to do, but I don't know how to get there. And then there's others of you who are saying, I know what I want to do, I know how to get there, but fear, family, doubt, finances are holding me back. I felt all of those emotions. I've been where you are, and I can tell you, there's hope. You can get there. That's why I wrote the book, From Paycheck to Purpose. It is a clear path that through 7 stages will walk you through the journey to be who you were created to be. You can make the income you want and the impact that you desire in your work. And the world needs what you have to offer. Somebody out there needs you to show up and be your best. And I know that you have what it takes. All right, folks, welcome back to the Ken Coleman Show. This handsome guy to my right, he's not a stranger to the show. He is Ryan Collins, CEO of Bethel Tech, betheltech.net, to check them out while we're talking, because in the history of the show, we're coming up on, gee whiz, Joe, what was it, 2017, September 11th. So I always have to remind myself of our work anniversary, if that's a thing, when we started the show. And so we're now moving towards our 5th year. And of all the partnerships I've done, none have I been more passionate about, number one. Number two, none have worked better for you, the audience. So I'm thrilled to have him with me. Happy Thanksgiving, Ryan.
Thank you. It's so great to be here.
Good to have you back. Okay, so let's set the scene really quick. I want people to hear some numbers right away. This is not an infomercial, so don't check out. We're talking, how do you get into tech? How do you win in tech? Can I do it? We're going to get to that in a second, but I want you to set the scene. How many Ken Coleman Show listeners are actively enrolled, if that's the word, in Bethel Tech?
Over 60. I think 61 or 65. We started 1 year ago today, which is awesome.
Over 61.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah.
Unbelievable. So now, do you know, and if you don't, it's okay, but do you know when the first one will finish?
Anytime now.
Anytime?
Yeah, they started, I think our first enrollment was in January of last year, so they're finishing up, and we should be getting some good news here really soon.
Unbelievable. So here's what we're going to talk about, okay? We're going to talk about some of the fears and doubts.
Sure.
Legit fears and doubts, because that's what we have to overcome in any area of life if we're going to strike out on something specific. Technology. Hot, not changing. Everything's moving that direction. We talked about, I'm going to bring up this trend here in a second, but I want to set the scene. Those 61 students that are in the program, it is a 9-month program.
Mm-hmm.
The most they will pay is $15,000,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think any of them are going to pay that.
Yeah.
What are they going to pay? They're going to pay somewhere between what? 12.5, 15, 13, 15. What is it?
Yeah, and we have we have a special tuition reduction for all Ken Coleman listeners, so it's anywhere from $1,000 to $2,500
off of the 15.
Yeah,
which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And 9 months later.
9 months
all
later.
right, real quick, I want you to tell these folks the placement rate for people who come through your program, placement in jobs, because you do more than train.
Mm-hmm.
You guys mentor. You pull them along with you. You try to place them. What's the placement rate?
80% overall in within 120 days of graduation.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And starting salary-ish?
$65,000. Average increase in salary for someone who gets their first job after our program in tech is a 65% salary increase.
Okay, so those are the facts.
Yeah.
You know I like the facts.
You like the facts.
I like the facts. Okay, let's talk about the biggest fears and doubts. So people are listening to this.
Yeah.
And they're going, I'm 52, kid.
Yeah.
I've never had a tech job. Or what are the biggest fears that you encounter?
Yeah, I think that what you just said hits the nail on the head. I think people feel like they have to have some type of strong background in tech to get into tech. You know, they have to grow up in technology. They have had to have some remedial training when they were in high school or even in college. And that's just not the case. You know, there are so many unfilled tech jobs, over 1 million unfilled tech jobs, and we need an influx of new talent. So what the space is saying to us is that we can't just upskill all of the current tech talent workforce. We need new people, and we need people who have diverse backgrounds. So we need young people. We need people who are in their 30s, 40s, 50s plus. We need women. We need people of color. And we have so many jobs. There's only one qualified candidate for every 3 open positions right now.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and we need a new model of learning and teaching so that people don't have to spend 2 years or 4 years getting theoretical information. We need immediately applicable skills so they can go and get these jobs.
He's Ryan Collins, CEO of Bethel Tech. We're talking about the real journey. What's it look like to get into tech? Now, I'm 47. Okay. I am not very tech savvy. I mean, I'm functional. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm functional. I can use the Mac. I can use my phone sparingly is how I would use it. If I'm 60 and I've barely turned a computer on, the iPhone makes me nervous.
Yeah.
Can a 60-year-old? Is there ageism?
Yeah,
What's going on?
No. So we do. We have 60-year-olds in our program. We have 18-year-olds in our program.
You can teach the skill set to anybody.
Yeah. And what we focus on is context, not just content. So if we can teach you how to think in this space, then we feel like once you get that ball rolling, that you can really learn new languages because this is a constantly evolving space. I think I heard you say that. Like, it's always moving forward.
Oh, yeah.
So, the skills that you learned even 2 years ago, if you don't continue to learn and grow, those might be obsolete in another 5 to 10 years.
All right, so I get a little scared. I'm a little scared when you said you're going to teach me how to think differently. What does that mean?
So the idea of not just memorization, but critical thinking, and we look for individuals who are curious, who are problem solvers, and are self-starters. So if you're using your iPhone, if you're using your Mac, and you're like, okay, how does this thing work, or how would I solve this problem? Like, curiosity is the key to being a technologist. And so if that's you, what we do is our program, most of our students have little to no tech background when they start our program. And we take them through a 9-month journey where we start from scratch, giving you the fundamentals of coding, and then we just grow from there. So by the time that you're done, you're proficient, you're ready to go get that job as a junior developer or a data scientist or a designer or a cybersecurity analyst, which we just launched our new program.
Wow.
So everything, and we have an aptitude test. It's kind of a critical thinking test to see where you're at on that spectrum. And then we meet you where you're at.
Okay, so this is great. So the aptitude test.
Yeah.
If people go to betheltech.net, is it /Ken? Is that what it is?
/Ken Coleman.
/Ken Coleman. Okay, so here's what I want to know. Can they get the aptitude test before they decide?
Oh, absolutely.
So this is part of the deal.
Yeah, we run you through, we have we're a high touch, high support organization. So you've got a student success coach, you've got mentors, you've got an admissions counselor that's walking you through all that to make sure, we want to have a conversation with you to make sure that this is the right fit for you.
Yeah.
You're not just doing it because this is what the buzzword is in the industry.
Right.
Like, you want to have passion for it, and you want to have that curiosity, and you want to be a problem solver, or you're going to burn out.
That's
We
true.
don't want that.
So how long does the aptitude test take?
Oh, gosh, 30 minutes.
30 minutes,
Yeah, it's
and
29
then no matter
questions.
where you score on that.
Yeah, I mean, we have a threshold. So typically, if somebody scores under a 15, then we look at maybe some other programs that we can start you off with and then transition you into our program.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so I highly recommend. There's the website right there on the screen, betheltech.net /Ken Coleman. I want you to call them, go to the site, take the aptitude test, because that's gonna let them know, let you know how great of a fit you actually are. And I would suspect that most people are a good fit.
Yeah. I mean, we rarely turn anyone away. And even in the case where we've had some individuals fall below that threshold, they wanted it so badly that we just set up additional support for them, and they thrived. They thrived.
So curious, problem solver, driven.
Yeah.
I just wrote those 3 things down.
Yeah.
That means you're ready for tech.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That makes me very happy. It also makes me happy that what you're saying is that there's one qualified candidate for every 3. Is that right? Did I get that right?
Yeah. And then
that's unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely. And then last month, I think that was the highest number of tech jobs in the last 2 years. 140,000 new jobs to date, I think.
All right, so I got to bring this to you because this is current. You stepped into the control room, and I don't know if you heard the whole thing.
I heard.
So 5 biggest workplace trends of 2022, according to Forbes.
Yeah.
Number 2 is AI, augmented workforce. Here's the direct line. I want you to comment on this as it relates to Bethel Tech.
Yeah.
World Economic Forum predicts that AI, artificial intelligence, and automation will lead to the creation of 97 million new jobs by 2025. Many people in existing jobs will find their roles changing as they are increasingly expected to augment, that's a fancy word for basically complement their current talents and abilities with AI technology. Where does Bethel Tech come in with this training?
Yeah, so one of our programs is data science, which is kind of the foundation for AI and machine learning.
Yes.
And so I think, our rate of new knowledge is doubling almost every 12 minutes now. We just have copious amounts of data from the Internet of Things, 22 billion devices connected to the Internet. So because of that, we have all this data, and we need individuals and data is driving AI. Like all the algorithms, we because of the data, we're able to create artificial intelligence that make our jobs easier. And so we need individuals that can clean the data. We can decipher bad data from good data, create that data so that we can make good business intelligence and decisions on how to grow our business. But that really is the core of artificial intelligence and machine learning.
Bethel Tech is absolutely stinking smack in the middle of this deal.
Absolutely.
97 million new jobs by 2025.
Yeah.
So all of this hand-wringing about the sky is going to fall because of artificial intelligence is not true.
No.
There's going to be plenty of
It's
jobs.
going to create more job opportunities.
And Bethel Tech is ready to go.
Yeah.
All right, so that's why I have Ryan on, folks. I make no bones about this. We have 61 people from this audience that are currently engaged. You're going to hear the testimonies. I cannot wait for those that come out. The first one out, we got to have on the air.
Yeah.
Once they get the job.
Yeah.
Because I want real testimony.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am not hawking pet rocks here. I am not hawking awful insurance policies. I am helping you folks see that the pathway to a job in tech, if that's in your sweet spot, you love the work. Remember, he can teach the talent. This is actually unbelievable. We're just focused on 2/3 of the equation. Passion, work I love, mission, results I want to create. Yeah. If you're curious, if you're a problem solver and you're driven, Ryan says you're qualified. And I just think you got to kick the tires. BethelTech.net/Ken Coleman. BethelTech.net/Ken Coleman. I didn't know. It's my fault. I didn't know about the assessment. I got an idea about that. We need to talk off air. All right. But you got to go take it because it's going to give you further confidence in yourself, number one. And number two, Ryan's team, which they're high touch. They take very good care of you because he knows if they mistreat you, I'm going to call him and he's going to get his butt handed to him.
It's true.
He knows this because I'm a man of the people. All right. So here's the deal. They'll take care of you. And that assessment's huge because not only will it give you confidence, it's going to give his team what they need to get you in the right program. I'm so excited about this partnership. We're just getting started. I want to point out for you Ramsey Solutions people, they're training our team right now. They're taking some of our people, training them to level up for some of the positions we need. That's how much we believe in them. It's nothing to do with me endorsing them. They're training Ramsey Solutions top tech people and talent in our building to move up into tech positions. That's how much we believe in them. Ryan, you do great work.
Thank you, my friend. Hey,
appreciate you.
Cybersecurity and then Amazon Web Service Academy we're launching. So January, you can go through our cybersecurity program.
What's Amazon Web Service?
So this is awesome. We built it into our curriculum. All of our full stack software development students can be prepared to take the AWS cloud certification exam.
Great. I don't even know what that means. I'm acting
to
as
be
though
a
I know
cloud
what that
solutions architect. Everything's in the cloud.
Yeah, I don't even know what that means either. It's very exciting.
But I'll just tell you, average starting pay for an AWS cloud certification solutions architect, $130K.
Oh boy, hello.
But you got to have the full stack background too. So that's why we're actually built. You can't just take it on your own. You got to have the background. So that's why we built it into our curriculum.
You built it in.
Yep.
So you're going to get it all.
Yeah, and then cybersecurity, man.
And cybersecurity. I don't even know what the starting salary is for that.
75K, 33% job growth in the next 10 years.
Jeez.
So
unbelievable. All right, folks. I don't know what you're waiting on. He is Ryan College, BethelTech.net/Ken Coleman. Go talk to him today. Kick the tires. Check it out. They're going to take great care of you. Fun times. All right. He and I got to get out of here. We got some scheming and dreaming to do. Before I do, remember this. You matter, and you do have what it takes. Until next time, this is the Ken Coleman Show. Press on.
after studies showing that your relationships, health, decision-making skills, kindness, and even sleep can be better with gratitude. Plus, I've experienced this in my own life, which is why I'm so passionate about helping people find gratitude and contentment in their daily lives. One of the best ways to do this is through journaling. That's why I created the Contentment Journal. The Contentment Journal is a 90-day